Hey everyone, my name is Nicole McFarland of the Oily Ponderosa and welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to finish out my series on how to use essential oils. We talked over the past couple weeks about how to use essential oils topically, and we also covered how to use essential oils internally. But today we're going to talk about how to use essential oils aromatically. I've enjoyed becoming a certified aromatherapist so that I can help people understand and get a little bit of deeper knowledge in how to use essential oils in all of those three fashions. So again, today we're going to touch on aromatic use and how it can be effective in using essential oils aromatically. So just to touch on really quick, I'm going to highlight you on the ways that you can use essential oils aromatically. And if you're excited to hear more, then stay along. All right, so diffusers, right? We all know when you get essential oils, the first way that people suggest that you use them aromatically is with a diffuser. But did you also know that you can use them in a steam bowl? We'll get into more of that later. An inhaler, make your own perfume and cologne, also using them in a sauna, and lastly, just applying them into your hands and breathing them in. So those are the quick tips on how to use essential oils aromatically, but let's dive a little bit deeper. So with the diffuser, I'm going to give you the basics of a diffuser. I highly recommend Young Living essential oils. So some of the things that I talk about today, or some of the products that I show you today, are going to be a representative of Young Living essential oils products. This is a diffuser, for example, is by Young Living, and this diffuser and how you use this diffuser is it's got an outer shell. You can take that off, and then it's got an inner lid which you can take off. And inside is you'll find a little fill line, but you drop 9 drops of essential oils into this diffuser, and then you'd add water. Now, 9 drops is really good for a large space. If you're in a smaller space, you can use less drops. So you can use, 6 drops. I'm in my office right now. I might only use 6 drops in this diffuser, especially if my door is closed. So you put your oils in, put your water into the fill line, you put your lid back on. It's got a little indent where once you get the lid on into the right place, you won't be able to turn it. So you know that you're in the right spot. Ooh, quick tip. If you want to have it, if you don't have water close to you and you want easy access or simplistic simplistic access to get water into your diffuser, take your inner lid with you, put your finger on the very top to block the hole, and fill your water up to, let me set this down, fill water up to this little inner lining. And when you get back to your diffuser base and you pour that in, it's the exact amount of water you'd need for this diffuser. So some people are a little apprehensive, or they don't use their diffusers because they're so tired of having to unplug their diffuser and carry it to their faucet. You don't have to do that. Do that little tip, and all you got to do is carry the lid. Anyway, you got your oils and your water in there. You've got your inner lid locked in place. You don't have to. So if you like your diffuser to have this type of look, then you can leave it this way, or you can pop your outer lid back on top and then plug your diffuser in and turn it on. This one runs about 10 hours. If you let it just diffuse all the way. Always follow instructions. The instructions will say to diffuse intermittently, 30 minutes on, 30 minutes off. I personally continuously diffuse in my home. Diffusing is really good there are some studies out there that speak to certain essential oils and how they impact the atmosphere within your home, meaning that if you've got, toxins floating around, then the specific essential oil blends are really helpful with reducing indoor toxins. In addition to that, essential oils are really good aromatically because as soon as they go through your olfactory system, they're hitting the center of your seat of your emotions in your limbic system in your brain, and they trigger, they can trigger happy thoughts. They can trigger bad thoughts too. When I say thoughts, feelings. So if there's an essential oil that that you just don't like, trust that feeling. Trust that feeling that, this is not an essential oil that I particularly agree with, and that's completely fine. You may want to carry that essential oil inside your pocket to help your energies to connect with that oil and the oil to adapt to you before you begin to diffuse it. but please, you know, don't force oils on people. Um, uh, Oils have been an extreme blessing for me. I haven't ran into an oil I don't like, but there are people out there that can smell an oil one day and hate it, and then a month later can really love that oil. And it all has to do with our emotions and you know, our mental well-being. All of that plays a part. There could be aromas that people are just are very apprehensive to from childhood traumas. So be cognizant of that when you're talking to people about essential oils, or if you're new to oils on your and you're doing this on your own. Be cognizant of the fact that um, there are some aromas out there that might not sit with you very well the first time that you second or third time that you attempt to use them. So just keep that in mind. Um, Another way to use essential oils is in a steam bowl, and I don't have a bowl with me. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's a steam bowl. Steam bowls are indicated for if I personally have congestion, upper respiratory, lower respiratory congestion. The first thing I'm going to go for is a steam bowl. Now, a steam bowl is you get a glass bowl. Or first heat up some water. Heat the water not to the point of boiling, but heat it to the point of it just before it's starting to boil. You don't want that water too hot, or too hot for the application. So you're going to get that water hot enough. You're going to drop 1 to 2 drops. 2 drops is max, and that's like you accidentally got 2 drops in there. 1 drop is sufficient. You're going to get 1 drop in there. You're going to put that bowl on a table. You're going to get a towel. That towel is going to cover you're going to put it around your shoulders. The point of it is to cover your head and to sit around your shoulders and the bowl on a table, and kind of, it's closing you in. And for you to close your eyes and inhale deep and exhale. And you won't be able to inhale. It depends on the oil that you're using. You won't always be able to inhale fully, especially if you've got a lot of congestion. But you know, just keep trying. Those steam bowls you should do for about 1 to 2 minutes, at least 3 times a day. And the purpose of a steam bowl. So I might make the purpose of a steam bowl is to help kind of clear out your sinuses, and to help get deep inside your lungs, to help whatever's going on. I'm not a doctor. I'm not suggesting that you do this in absence of medical advice. What I'm saying is this is a great support system when you're experiencing upper and lower respiratory congestion. I highly recommend when you're doing a steam bowl that you make a synergy. So that's taking multiple oils and making a pre-made synergy. So make your own blend. There are some blends that Young Living offers as well that are already great blends. Their synergy is perfect for stuff like this. So making your own synergy is taking the essential oils that have been effective for you in these situations and blending them all together and letting them synergize for 24 to 48 hours before you use 1 drop. That is my recommendation over you having 3 oils that you use in these circumstances and dropping 3 drops in that bowl. Don't do that. Create a synergy first. Use 1 to 2 drops from that synergy. Oftentimes I will use a synergy with myrtle, uh, um, grand fir. That's the new name for balsam fir. And I will use those. I've used eucalyptus globulus, and I've used eucalyptus radiata. Eucalyptus radiata I use and I'll use those independently. They don't have to go into a blend. Sometimes I blend them, sometimes I don't. Eucalyptus radiata is great for upper respiratory, and globulus is great for lower respiratory. All right, so steam bowls, I really love those. I recommend them all the time. They're very effective. Third is an inhaler. So just like those synergies I talked about before, you can use those same synergies for an inhaler, or you can use your individual oils and make your inhaler on your own. So this is an inhaler, which the lid comes off and there's some holes in the top. Once I pull this inner cavity out, and I made this inhaler at almost a year ago, because I made it for my aromatherapy certification. It was one of the things that we made. It was probably about a year ago. I can still smell these oils. This, I prefer these metal inhalers over the plastic ones because I feel like it retains the essential oil molecules a lot better inside this cavity. All right, so it's got a little cotton thing in there. I put this inside of a bowl. I drop my oils that I'm going to use for the inhaler on it, and then I put it back in, screw my lid back on. And this is glass. Another reason why I like these metal ones is because it comes with a glass case, internal case, and then I drop it in. And this one was for sinus issues, but for me, but you can all inhalers are really good, are indicated for mood enhancement. So if you're, you know, if you've got an oil that's been that's affected you, your joy and happiness and I guess mental resolve in a really good way, and inhalers, and you want to carry that with you, so you don't have your diffuser. You can't diffuse all day. You don't have diffuser jewelry or bracelets or whatever to put oils on. Again, those molecules evaporate very quickly in the air when they're not contained. Like I said, I made this almost a year ago. I can still smell the oils on this in this inhaler. But for mood enhancement, brain fog, I've made brain fog inhalers for people for my aromatherapy certification course. And you know, seasonal changes, I'll make an inhaler for that as well, and I'll take it with me and I can just inhale this. So if there's an oil out there that's been a lifesaver for you from a mood enhancement perspective, I highly recommend an inhaler. And the fact that it will keep for a long time, and you don't even have to use a lot of oils in order to keep that aroma around for a long time. Next is perfumes. So I make my own perfume. I'm gonna tell you something. Let me give you a story. I recently started, well, I didn't recently. I was working out with my husband for a month while he's in school full time right now. So I decided to go to the gym that's near his school with him while he was out. And I walked into that place and it smelled like Abercrombie and Fitch. No freaking lie. This is recent. So like I'm detoxed. I smell everything. If your aroma is natural or if it's not, I have a heightened sense of smell. It is insane after I stopped using toxic products, how well I can smell. So the aroma in this gym is literally like Abercrombie and Fitch. I don't even freaking understand it. It's like, I get it. People stink in here probably, or you're trying to hide some kind of mold smell. I don't know. But I found the source. It's this, like, he's got this huge industrial size sprayer above his office and it sprays into the gym. This room spray. And I'm not lying when it smelled like cologne. So it smelled, I don't know what, I really wanted to ask him, like, what is this? And do you know what's in it? And I was 2 weeks there and I'm sick. I can't even go back to that place. Although I was going, you know, just my husband and I can spend time together. It was insane. I haven't worn perfume for well over a year. Well over maybe probably almost 2 years now, except for what I make. I make this perfume. I use a book by, why am I forgetting her name? That sucks. Dang. Melissa Pepping. God, how hard is that? She's such a great lady. I use recipes out of Melissa Pepping's perfume book. I use recipes out of Melissa Pepping's cologne book, and I make my own. I used to wear J'adore, and I've worn J'adore. I wore J'adore from my 20s up until I stopped wearing perfume. And I love this blend of perfume. One of the blends, this is M. And it's a blend that is in Melissa's book. And it smells amazing. I went to Costco one time and the lady at the Costco door was like, "Are you wearing essential oils?" It is amazing to me how when you detox your system, how you can smell the difference between a fake scent, a lab created scent, and a plant-based scent or an aroma from essential oils. I'm baffled by that, because as a full toxic user before I went non-toxic, like I didn't even, like I took a pill for everything. I bought all of the cleaners. I had 10, 20,000 cleaners in my house. You know, I had the most toxic house. I was a bug spray fanatic. You walk in my house, it might've smelled like rape. I don't know, but I was slowly killing us. And once you stop doing that, it amazes me how you can smell the difference between something that's toxic and something that is not. I'm actually amazed by it. But nonetheless, perfumes. In my perfumes, I use vodka, but for people who are apprehensive about using an alcohol, you can use witch hazel. And when you're blending your perfumes, whether or not you use a book that's got recipes in it, make sure you're using a top, middle, and base note oil. Your top notes are going to be things like your citruses. Your base notes are going to be those thicker oils, right? So your base note's going to be something like vetiver. I don't use vetiver. That's more for male scent, but that's the thickness. Those thick type oils are going to be your base notes. So make sure that you fully understand top, middle, and base notes. If you don't, again, reach out to me. I love when people reach out that have questions and want information. I've got full diagrams on top, middle, base notes that will give you examples. And then you can use a roller ball for your perfume. I've got this larger bottle, but you can use a roller ball. If you use a roller ball, this is not a perfume. Make sure you're using Young Living's roller balls. And I say that because you see this metal part, that's a metal part that's encasing the steel. That's steel encasing steel. When it's plastic encasing steel, that plastic degrades. And I know everybody loves rollers and they're just so great. That plastic degrades. I've had plenty of them that have the liquid starts coming out, especially when you're making your perfume. Be it the alcohol, something within the perfume. When I say alcohol, I mean like vodka, not rubbing alcohol, but it will eat at that plastic. So make sure you're getting steel encased in steel. Okay. But you can use a roller ball. I've got small little bottles that I use. Like I have, one of these bottles, it's a spritzer in my purse. So I like to use those. You can, if you don't want to blend your own perfume, get an essential oil like Joy. Joy is a fabulous oil that, throw 30 drops in with some alcohol and, call that your perfume for the day. It's got a nice blend of top, middle, and base notes as well. All right. Lastly, well, not lastly, this is kind of second to last, the sauna. Not everybody has a sauna. I've got a sauna in my house. So I'm blessed to be able to have that option. And in my sauna, we've got rocks. So it's not an infrared sauna. It's a real cedar sauna with heated rocks. I will make a sauna blend. This is mostly water with about 30 drops of eucalyptus radiata. And I don't shake, but I'll swirl it. And then I'll just spray this on my rocks. And I spray quite a bit of it. It's going to create it's going to get the essential oils into the atmosphere. But it's going to also create steam in that room as well with the water. So I get the aromatic properties of eucalyptus as an example is what I use. Some people use lavender. I mean, you can use whichever oil you want. But I do love eucalyptus radiata. If I'm having, like I said, lower respiratory issues, I'll use eucalyptus globulus and I'll spray it on my rocks. So I get a great aromatic experience within my sauna. If you've got a gym that allows you to spray water and essential oils on the rocks, some places already have this. You don't know where that eucalyptus came from. Bring your own in your own little bottle and spray it on your own so that that you're inhaling quality. Young Living essential oils are unmatched in the industry. So if I were to go to a gym, if I were to go on vacation on a cruise and I was in the sauna and they allowed you to spray scents, I would be spraying my own. I'm just, take me to jail. I don't care what you do. What I don't want you to do is kill me with your manufactured eucalyptus. Okay. All right. Lastly is using essential oils on your hands or on your skin. So I've got, this is still topical slash, we talked about this in the topical class, where I've got Valor. Valor's an amazing oil. I'll just put some on my hand, I'll roll it, or I'll put a drop on. I'll roll it. And I'll inhale and exhale. This is a great way to if I'm experiencing, personally, if I'm experiencing anxiety, um, to steer clear of medication, I will roll some Valor on my hand. I'll put it on my shoulders first with the roller. I'll put some in my hand and I'll just inhale. Be intentional. I know exactly why I'm doing this. I'm thinking about what I want to achieve with this oil right now, like what I want this oil to help me with. I know the properties of this oil. I'm very familiar with them. So I know that this is a particular blend that will help me in at times when I'm anxious. And as a result of that, I know that I can just put this oil in my palm. I can put it over my nose. And I know that I can inhale deep and I can exhale. And that what's happening inside my brain as a result of breathing in these constituents is calm and relaxation. I'm very intentional about that. I don't just rub it on and be like, oh, okay, do your thing. I'm a believer in energy. I have, rocks for that. Crystals. I've got my essential oils for that. Aromatic use of essential oils is the quickest way that essential oils can work on the body. Like I said, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not here to suggest that you shouldn't seek medical assistance if you've got things going on. But what I do know is my life changed as a result of simple aromatic use. I didn't get into essential oil or young living for the essential oils. I got into young living because there were products that were impacting me physically, that were negatively impacting me physically. They were wreaking havoc on my systems, my body and my systems. And so I started to ditch and switch toxic products out of my home. I wanted a more non-toxic environment. I wasn't intending to go 100% non-toxic. I was forced to because of what products were doing to my systems. I bought the essential oils just because I'm like, well, I like candles. I like wax melts. I like all of those things. So I said, well, let me just, I'm buying all of these products from Young Living. Let me try the oils. And when I tried the oils is when I realized of the effect and the impact that it had on me mentally. I started to really clearly understand the things that have, the trauma that I experienced throughout my life through oils. Like these things were just flowing in the air. It's kind of weird because, and I expect people to take this as being weird. I don't care. It was weird for me too. I'm like, stupid. Don't ask me. Don't talk to me about, like, who cares until you use them and you realize who cares. I cared. And I was highly moved by the effects that that essential oils had on me mentally and physically. So I'm a firm believer in using essential oils. I get people think it's like, it's a snake oil, it's a cult, it's a MLM. Oh my God. I'm sorry for you. I really am. I really am sorry for you. And one of the things that pains me most is hearing, another one of my friends is ill. Another one of my friends has cancer. That's the hardest thing for me because I'm not a salesperson. I'm not going to come to you and say, hey, buy this thing, but I know the effect and the power that essential oils has had on my life. For the people who have approached me and asked me about essential oils, who jumped on board and are using essential oils in their homes now, I know how it impacts their life. And I want them to be a blessing for everybody. I want them to be a blessing for everyone who might be experiencing or who want to prevent experiencing, illness in their life. Again, essential oils don't cure people or heal people. Your body heals itself, but you have to give your body the right platform in which to do that. If your body is constantly fighting toxins, it's fighting toxins. It's spending all of its time fighting toxins. So how in the hell is it supposed to help fight something that's making you sick? Well, obviously the toxins are helping making you sick, but once you're sick, right? Once cancer is growing in your body, how in the hell is your body supposed to help fight that off if you're constantly exposing yourself to the things that created the cancer in the first place? So again, this is not, I'm not giving you a plan to heal. I'm helping you understand the impact that toxins can have on your body, and how switching things out with sorry, I have a little puppy in here, and she's not a puppy, she's a dog, and she's like, be done already, so let me be done. But I'm giving you some insight on how you can use, essential oils aromatically, so that you can, get rid of perfumes, swap out perfumes for an essential oil scent. If you're, not feeling good, add essential oils to your existing regimen and see which one works best for you. If you're a Mucinex / NyQuil type person, and it's doing its thing, well, add some essential oils in there and see if essential oils will help you with the steam bowl. And then maybe don't do the other things and do essential oils and see how they help you. The point is that try new things and don't be so adverse to those new things, and see how they can potentially help you and your systems. I appreciate you guys spending the time to watch these videos. This is the third one in the series. I am blessed to have one person watch anything that I have to say. I enjoy educating myself on this topic. I don't like to just jump in and believe what others say. So don't just watch me. There are plenty of other people out there that will help, that have information to help educate you as well. And again, have a very blessed day. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to continuously come out with more content and more videos to kind of help you guys along the way. And if you have ideas that you want me to speak about, feel free to let me know. I'm so open to anything that you guys have to say. Again, please like and subscribe to my channel, and have a very blessed day. Thank you.